This is San Diego's news source, 10 News.
For the second time this weekend, police were called to a popular Mission Bay park tonight after a razor blade was found sticking up in the grass. That is just one of two major stories 10 News is following at this hour.
The other, this deadly street racing crash that caused a traffic nightmare for thousands of drivers in Mission Bay. 10 News reporter Candace Crone is live in Mission Bay tonight. And Candace, police are investigating this as a hit and run.
That's right. Police say both drivers were traveling. We're live near Mission Bay. Candace Crone, 10 News.
And we sent out a breaking news alert when the SIG alert was issued, warning drivers to stay out of the area. To have alerts sent straight to your smartphone or tablet, just download our free 10 News mobile app.
Meantime, a disturbing discovery tonight at a popular Mission Bay park. A man found a razor blade sticking up in the grass. It is the second time this weekend and the sixth time since 2009. 10 News reporter Jennifer Jensen is live at Bonita Cove Park. And Jen, what are police doing to catch the person responsible?
Well, within the past hour, a San Diego police officer actually left the ground this weekend rusty, or if they had been here for a while. Of course, we're going to continue to follow up on this and ask police what they're doing. We're live here along Mission Bay. Jennifer Jensen, 10 News.
Well, if you stepped outside today, you know just how hot it got. Tomorrow, though, could be the hottest day yet in some places. And for some San Diego schools without air conditioning, the school day will be cut in half.
The heat didn't stop tourists from visiting.
San Diego Unified has canceled all after-school athletic activities for tomorrow. A decision will be made by the superintendent by noon if a minimum day schedule will be in effect for Tuesday. So far, the National and Coronado Unified School Districts will also have minimum days tomorrow. For a complete list of the 119 schools affected in the San Diego Unified School District, just log on to 10news.com.
Now taking a live look outside, it is still warm and muggy out there tonight. Meteorologist Craig Herrera is in the 10 News Pinpoint Weather Center. Craig, several neighborhoods were above 100 degrees today.
Real, yeah, I counted about 11 at least that just a moment.
All right, Craig, we'll see you then. The temperature on the field today at Qualcomm Stadium topped 115 degrees, but it didn't slow down the Chargers during their home opener.
And is it a touchdown? It is a touchdown by Antonio Gates.
Touchdown indeed. That was one of 3 touchdown catches for Antonio Gates as the Bolts beat defending Super Bowl champion Seahawks 30-21. Still, it was hot enough that the mother of Chargers star Eric Weddle told 10 News she was worried about her son's safety.
It's because I'm a mom. First, always first, yes. I told him all week long, eat lots of bananas, so he probably laughed at me.
The Chargers did lose one star player to injury today. Coming up in sports, how long the Bolts will be without running back Ryan Matthews.
Meantime, U.S. Marshals have captured an accused child molester in Tijuana. Salvador Meza Paz was arrested on Thursday in Mexico and returned to the United States early this morning. Meza Paz is wanted by San Diego police for 2 counts of lewd conduct on a child under 14. He's the second accused child molester caught in Mexico in the last 3 months. He was booked in the San Diego Men's Central Jail and is expected to appear in court Monday.
Meantime, we now know the Navy pilot killed in a crash off the San Diego-based USS Carl Vinson is from Southern California. This is a picture of 26-year-old Lieutenant Nathan Pulaski from Lake Arrowhead. His FA-18 Hornet, like this one, collided with another during routine training in the Western Pacific Friday night. The Navy hasn't been able to find his body. The cause of the crash is still being investigated. The Carl Vinson plans to hold a memorial service soon.
Tonight, diplomats from around the world are in Paris pressing for a coherent global strategy to combat extremists from the Islamic State group following the beheading of a third Western hostage. This time, the victim was 44-year-old British aid worker David Haynes. Kneeling at the feet of a now familiar masked killer, Haynes' last words were a statement blaming his execution on British Prime Minister David Cameron. Cameron has since spoken out condemning the murder and vowed Haynes' killers will face justice.
David has been murdered in the most callous and brutal way imaginable by an organization which is the embodiment of evil.
The video, aimed at allies of the United States, comes just days after President Obama announced steps to fight ISIS in the Middle East with a coalition of forces.
Meantime, political speculation is rampant tonight after Hillary Clinton visited the key early battleground state of Iowa.
Hello, Iowa! I'm back!
Yes, she is. Clinton joked with the crowd when she spoke at an annual steak fry honoring Senator Tom Harkin. Outside, a well-funded group called Waiting for Hillary showed off a campaign bus. Clinton said she's thinking about running but wouldn't say more about the 2016 election.
Next, the scramble for safety tonight in Cabo as a hurricane barrels closer.
Plus, how San Diegans took action today against the man chosen to temporarily lead the local Roman Catholic diocese.
And the dangerous pranks. A California woman is accused of plotting against the people who ended up with their dream home.
And right now, we're on top of breaking news out of Escondido, where a man was shot 6 times. Officers tell us his injuries are not life-threatening. He was hit 5 times in the arm and once in the knee. You can see bloodstains behind a pink blanket. The investigation is getting underway. We do have a crew at the scene, and we'll bring you more details on 10 News this morning, starting at 4:30 a.m.
Happening now, people in Cabo are scrambling for safety with a potentially devastating hurricane about to strike. Just a few hours ago, the high surf began sweeping across the beach, scattering the tourists and locals. Hurricane Odile could have winds topping 100 miles per hour when it lands. The Category 2 storm could do severe damage to Baja's most popular resort.
Tomorrow, an East County man who accidentally killed his girlfriend with a homemade mortar will find out how long he'll be going to prison.
I didn't stop giving her CPR, until we got there. I knew it was too late,
That was Richard Fox talking with 10 News this summer, explaining the aftermath of the tragic accident in 2012. Fox and Jeanette O'Gara were playing with this mortar in Potrero when it exploded, killing her. Fox will be sentenced tomorrow and faces up to 10 years in prison.
People who say they were abused by Catholic priests are speaking out today, upset about the man chosen to temporarily lead the San Diego Roman Catholic Diocese.
It's just such a horrible topic to talk about. But when we can talk about it in the light of transparency and what's possible for the future, like to help protect kids, why not? Let's do it. Together we can do it.
Esther Miller and others passed out leaflets and held signs today in front of Immaculate Conception Church in Old Town, warning parishioners about Monsignor Stephen Callahan's past. This week, 10 News spoke to a lawyer who says Callahan admitted in a deposition that he destroyed documents relating to child sexual abuse. SNAP, the group that protested today, says Callahan also oversaw the placement of a convicted sex offending priest back into a local parish. Today, some people rose to Callahan's defense.
The man obviously is a good man, or the church would not be doing that for him, okay? And these people, I think, SNAP has raised more money from priests that have been dead for over 40 years than any other organization in the world.
10 News has reached out to the diocese for comment, but has not heard back.
20 couples are celebrating their first night as newlyweds after an unusual wedding at St. Peter's Basilica. Pope Francis married the couples in a mass ceremony, and it's getting attention not just for its scope, but its significance. Among those tying the knot, couples that were either living together before the wedding and one with a child outside of marriage, both sins according to Catholic doctrine.
He's trying to reach people where they're at. The church never wants to preclude people from her membership.
Before closing the ceremony, Pope Francis reminded the couples that marriage is, quote, real life, not some TV show.
A California woman who lost out on her dream home, now accused of plotting dangerous pranks against the couple who bought the home before she could. According to court documents, Kathy Rose stopped the couple's mail, sent unwanted subscriptions to them, home-wrote Valentine's Day cards in the husband's name to married women in the neighborhood, and even posed as the wife in a fake online ad listing her address.
There was a Craigslist ad that was a posting for sexual encounters while the husband was away. Our victim was put in a position where she was in fear to be in her own home.
Rowe pleaded not guilty. If convicted, she faces up to 9 years in prison.
The Navy's newest amphibious assault ship is set to arrive in San Diego tomorrow. The USS America has been touring South America for the past 5 months. The 844-foot-long ship is its first of its class, will replace an older class of amphibious assault ships. A formal commissioning ceremony will be held October 11th in San Francisco.
Now, Pinpoint Weather, brought to you by the White Glove guys at ASI Hastings Heating, Air and Solar.
Okay, so hot today, hot tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's the story.
Right. Hot and humid.
Yeah.
He said it's always 72 and sunny in San Diego.
Right.
Not this week. No, tomorrow we're back to about 100 on Tuesday and slowly cooling off. Looks like Preston and Real, by the time we get into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with a little more rain in the forecast, it'll cool a little bit, but still muggy out there.
A little relief.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Well, there's so much more to come on 10 News at 11.
Next, why a nudist camp in Northern California is in hot water for stealing water tonight. A nudist camp in Northern California is under fire for stealing water during the state's historic drought. Park rangers claim the Lupin Lodge in Los Gatos is illegally taking water from a nearby waterfall. Resort owners are fighting back, saying they're entitled to use that water. No arrests have been made, but the resort is on the state's watch list.
Well, you saw it right here on ABC 10. Tonight, a new Miss America is wearing the crown.
It's a three-peat. Miss New York!
Kira Kuzantsev became the third straight New Yorker to win the annual Miss America pageant. Kuzantsev made waves during the talent competition by singing the Pharrell song Happy while using a cup for percussion. Miss California was from San Diego this year. Hilltop High and San Diego State grad Marina Insera did not make it to the semifinals.
The box office has a new leader this weekend.
Hello, yes, there's an intruder in my house.
No Good Deed took over the top spot with $24.5 million, beating the summer's reigning champion, Guardians of the Galaxy, who just passed $300 million in total revenue. Diving into the second spot was Dolphin Tale 2 with over $16.5 million, splashing the Guardians of the Galaxy down to third place for the week.
Okay, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles still hanging on strong, I see.
Because of you. You went to see it.
Because of me.
They love
I'm the one
you.
who did it. Thanks, Preston. Well, the Chargers surprised a lot of people in their home opener today.
Coming up on Valley View Casino and Hotel Sports Extra, how the Bulls beat the Heat and the defending Super Bowl champs.